ThreadSafe is distributed with an Eclipse plugin which can be used to run the analyses and to investigate the results. Mina is a network application framework which helps users develop high performance and high scalability network applications. Tornado is a simple, lightweight, multi-threaded web server. The ThreadSafe analyses are invoked from a context menu on the project. The results are presented in a view at the bottom. We can see here that there are several different findings, grouped here by type. We can also group by severity, by resource, or by project. Grouping by project gives a view similar to the Eclipse Package Explorer. I'm going to go back and regroup by type and look at one finding in particular, an unsafe iteration over synchronized collection. I'll just move this over a bit to make a bit more room for the description. You can click on the finding and you can see that the information about the finding appears on the right hand side. To get more information about a finding, we can click the More link, which gives us the ThreadSafe documentation for that particular rule. By double-clicking in the finding, we get taken to the location where ThreadSafe thinks the problem is. We can see here that there's a for loop that iterates over the addresses field. If we look at where the addresses field is defined, we can see that indeed it is a collections.synchronized set. Looking at the documentation for synchronized set, we can see that there is instruction that is imperative that the user manually synchronize the returned set whilst iterating over it. Failure to follow this advice may result in non-deterministic behavior. Now, non-deterministic behavior could be a concurrent modification exception, or it could be something a little more nefarious and subtle, like a corruption of the data structure. I'm now going to clear the results for Mina and move on to analysing Tornado. Tornado is analysed in the same way, so we right click on the project, go to the ThreadSafe context menu and select Run Analyzer. Waiting a few seconds, let it think. And we get something similar along the bottom, showing the findings grouped by type. I'm going to look at a particular type of finding called an inconsistent synchronization finding. Clicking on this gives us the finding details on the right hand side of the view. You can click the More button here, again, to get some details about the finding. And we can see in particular that it says that reads from the field, such as those that occur in getter methods, need to be guarded as well as writes. So we can investigate the finding in more detail by double clicking on it. That takes us to the field that is inconsistently synchronized. Just move that back so we get a better view. And you can see that this finding reports several different locations. One of them is highlighted with a red marker, and it says this is an unsynchronized read. We can see indeed it's a public method that reads the field without synchronization. You can also look at the other accesses to the field. This one is synchronized, and there's a third one at the bottom that's synchronized as well. So it looks as though there may indeed be a problem with the synchronization of this field.